We started dating, by the way.
Okay.
And at that time when we met,
Yeah.
my TV was spoiled. And now I had this, was it a 32 inch?
32 inch.
I had a big TV that was mounted, but now it was spoiled.
Okay.
And now I had this 32 inch I'd put on a stool, but also it wasn't working.
Okay.
So when he came to visit, he's thinking,
Yes.
From the day I'm saving to get a TV.
Yes.
But my math is not adding up.
Okay.
So
Nasibini niko na TV then niliacha huko.
Yes.
So me hata sijui, because now when I met him,
yes.
he's down and out. He's
Yeah.
living at the month.
Yes.
So of course, ukiishi kwa mamako, that means you have nothing. So of course I knew he didn't have anything because he's living at the month.
Yes.
And he had not mentioned that he had left stuff. So
Okay.
And he was a nice guy.
Yes.
So sasa kitu mtu kuishi kwa mamake ni kutokusumbuana.
Hapana.
Sure.
It's not a big deal.
Since alikuwa ananipenda na
Yes. Yes.
sinaweza mpenda kwa mama.
Yes.
Wow.
So he calls me up.
Yes.
Come chini. So I go downstairs. When I open the gate, I see him holding a big TV. And I'm thinking, no, I close the gate. Okay. I told him, kwa pigeon hole, siwezi kulipa.
I can't earn that.
I cannot afford that. As in,
Sasa atakwambia na kuuzia.
No.
Sasa atakwambia na kupea. Amekuja tuna TV.
Now I'm looking at it, those sorts of Nairobi hakuna kitu ya bure. So I'm thinking,
Kosha pitia vitu kadhaa, so you already know where this is headed.
Yes, where this is headed.
Yes.
Clearly my body is going to be grained. So I'm thinking, no, I'm not ready for this. So it's like hapana fungua. Hapana hii.
So bado kuingia gate.
No.
And as she's saying, it's a very big TV.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I've blessed beshte yangu. Hata mimi hata siko in my head.
Hujafika huko, hujaenda as far.
Hata sijafika huko. Yeye mtu ashafanya mathematics.
Because I'm thinking we just started dating, so why the big deal?
Yes.
So he will say, fine, I can explain it, and I'll fungua tu. So I'm in shock.
Yes.
I'm thinking, hata vile mtu atupanga box. Hata sitaki kuitupa. Niweka mahali. Yes.
Leta drama. Rudishie. Chukua TV yako.
Funny enough, ilikaa na ikakuwa na
It's the same TV we have.
Yeah.
It is the same TV that you're watching.
Just planting.
I blessed a friend. I was.
You're seeing her.
Maybe ulikuwa umeindelea. Unaiambia TV. Be going before.
You shall always be. We shall be reunited.
I am coming for you.
More than you also.
So in my head, I was so grateful.
Wow.
Because now at least now we are watching TV.
Yes.
We are not watching TV. We are only doing either movies but not TV.
Okay.
Because remember the 32 inch was not showing.
Yes.
So along the way, there's a time also I needed a kitchen table.
Okay.
So we are still dating.
Yes.
And he sorts it out. So I'm thinking, hata nishi kwa mamake si mbaya sana. So we continued dating and at this time we are dating.
Yes. I
am still legally married. But separated. I've been separated for I think then 3 years, 2.5 years. So I'm still legally married. And
so you had been married before now?
Yes.
This one?
Yes. I've been married for 5 years.
Okay. That's a long time.
Yes. And I had a daughter who was then 7 years.
You have a daughter?
I still have.
Yes.
Sorry.
Who is then how old? She's now, you said now
she's 11.
She's 11 years, okay, that's okay.
So I was married for 5 years.
Okay.
And I was not legally divorced.
But why?
But we had the reason as to why I was not legally divorced was there's no way I was going to pay for my divorce. I did not Russia myself.
Yes.
I will not Russia myself.
You're the one who was meant to pay for it.
Yeah, because now of course
you're the one who wants the divorce.
You're the one to pay for it.
You can't go on and
no. If you can't even agree on how to raise your child, how are you going to agree on divorce?
Yeah. And it's a good thing you'll never learn it because you'll never be divorced.
Amen to that from your mouth to God.
Amen.
So he starts becoming, as in the relationship is now progressing very fast.
Okay.
And at this time, I'm expecting.
Okay.
I'm expecting our second child.
When you guys were dating now?
Yes.
All right. But still, you're not still legally divorced?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm separated.
Okay.
So he tells me, I want to marry you, but you have to pursue divorce.
Yes.
So I tell him, no, I can't do this.
Yes.
Because, first of all,
yes.
Ni pesa ya stock kama ni pesa ya divorce unarudi.
Which one is more important? Yes.
Anyway, so he says, I'll pay for it. I'm thinking, again.
And he's not divorcing you, but he's paying for your divorce with someone else.
Yes.
Wow.
So, again,
you're like,
no.
How now?
And imagine at that time I'm expectant. So I'm thinking, this can't be. As in, I don't know. I think I was so used to earning.
Taking care of yourself.
Even earning things.
Yes.
You have to work for this to get this. You have to. So at this point, kind of
hesitant. Yeah. Okay.
So I tell my sis about it, and my sis is like,
no way.
So I asked her,
mathematics.
So she's like, lakini tukiangalia, since I'm the lawyer,
bring the money, we shall deal with
the issue ahead. So it took us, was it 7 months for the divorce to go through?
Okay.
And I remember, I think what people don't know is, even though you've let this pass, that process is never easy.
Okay.
It's draining, it's annoying, because now you have to narrate as to why.
Yes.
And now here you are narrating. It reached a point I'd even forgotten the pain, because now you have blocked your the pain. Yes. So you have to like now look back and try and ask even your friends, so that at least you have a good case.
Yes.
So when the divorce was being finalized towards the end, you have to go for a hearing.
Yes.
So imagine, I show enough for this hearing to explain again why I'm leaving this marriage.
Wow.
Really, it wasn't funny.
And
so
she's so pregnant.
I remember the magistrate looked at me, this was so.
You couldn't wait.
Anyway, so after the hearing, I head home with my sis.
Yes.
And it was painful. Sadly.
Yes.
I don't know if it's, I don't know.
I think now reality hits that it has happened.
And mind you, we've already separated for this is now the 3 years.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, wow. So my sister is asking me, are you okay? I'm thinking, no, I'm not. But anyway, after that, of course, I was happy.
Yes.
A few months, is it 2 months down the line, we decided to get married.
Okay.
And now we are legally.
You are happily married. Amen.
I think what people don't realize is divorce, there's no nice divorce.
Yes.
It's souls that are being torn from each other. Like there's a story of Sunshine. I will never relate.
Yes, true.
I wasn't there when Kimberly was
being born. For you.
The story.
Sadly.
And now like
Kimberly is your first born.
Kimberly is not the first. And we have to deal with sometimes the ex-mother-in-law who wants to just see the child.
True.
And you can't take that away.
Yes.
And so people, you don't know the ugliness, the bad parts about divorce, where you don't know, there's a part of my life
she will never
understand.
Yes.
And so leaving each other hurts, and you're never the same, and you do well. And I've learned to, there's something, thinking through it, I think divorce is like dropping out of class 4 second term.
Yes.
And deciding, let me go begin nursery.
Because it's easier.
Because it's easier there.
Yes.
And by the time you're getting to class 4 second term, you're sharp. So nursery is easy.
Yes.
So you go begin elsewhere.
Yes.
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 By the time, but you still come back to class 4 second term.
True.
When you're older.
Yes.
And less gracious.
Oh.
So you do well to just please pass class 4 second term now.
Yes.
Whatever issues you can't deal with, please deal with them here. You don't need to change spouse
to
be able to be better. So changing of spouses does not make marriage easier, does not make life easier.
Yes.
That's my experience.
Very true.
Yeah.
I agree, because many people feel like, the way people think the grass is greener on the other side.
Yes.
But it is not usually the case, because as you put it, like you will have to pass that place.
Yes.
And as much as probably you will end up facing different situations or different challenges in the other marriage, bado kuna situations, as in bado kuna challenges. Hakuna marriage inakuanga ati tumekaa tu utilize 24/7, ati there are no challenges and returning. But I thank God that you guys have learned from your past, and I believe that you're doing better right now. Yes. So probably you can tell us, how is marriage now?
Ladies first.
Wanjau. Yes. And how long have you been married?
3 years.
3 years. Oh, wow.
3 years 1 month.
Yeah. 3 years, 2 babies. 3 years, 3 babies.
You need divine spirit.
Hallelujah.
3 years, 3 babies.
God is a restorer.
Praise God. He is. He is. Amen. And there's life after divorce.
Yes, and we're enjoying marriage.
Yes.
We have people we work with, like you guys, having and not knowing. I think having been divorced, you know what could happen.
Yes, true.
So you're more careful. You have people who you're working with. That helps because there's safety in numbers.
Yes, true.
If you want to go fast, walk alone.
Yes.
If you want to walk far,
yes.
And we plan to walk far all the way, walk with people who believe in marriage, who believe in the same thing you want to do. So we're enjoying the journey. We're not perfect. We are. We have areas of growth. Like someone asked in a meeting, where have we learned to say the analogy I've given about class 4 second term? Have I learned how to pass class 4 second term? I think those are now things as a person knowing. It's important to know what made your other marriage not work, and realize even if you don't deal with it, it will be the same thing.
It will still be,
a cycle,
and it will cause you to go back to
the same result.
Yes.
And being a fool is doing the same thing the same way,
and expecting different results.
So if you're able to grow through those issues,
and learn from
them, and if you're knowing it's a weakness, cover yourself up with associations, friends, and all that, families, couples, and so we do couples meetings. We're able to do marital bliss, things that now enrich the marriage.
Yes, very true. Wow, that is really
You're being intentional about it.
You are. You have to. You don't have a choice. This one is not breaking. It's for life. In Jesus' name. Amen. So probably what are the lessons that maybe you are learning in this marriage? Or maybe before we get to this one, what mistakes would you say? I feel like you mentioned, but maybe you can just go through it. Mistakes that you made in the past, and now you are putting an effort to make better decisions.
I think for me, I would look at, say, sweeping things under the carpet.
Yes.
I'm introverted, so I would want to act everything is okay. But it actually isn't.
Yes.
So to be able to, my wife calls me out, and that helps. Sometimes when I will just want to wish the thing away, she will, but we haven't solved that. So we are work in progress with that. So I didn't know how to deal with that. I didn't know how to deal with issues. We are growing in that. And we didn't have a support system. We have people now we intentionally work with. We have a boys meeting. Some of our friends who are believers, who believe in marriage.
Very true.
We meet every Saturday. We sharpen each other to be able to become better. We do marriage retreats. We do couples dinner to be able to just know what are these guys going through. How can we enrich our marriage, and to be able to educate yourself, listen to someone's books, to just become a better person, because marriage is a lot of work, but you still have to keep doing, keep putting the work. And I think we are better off. We are not where we need to be, but if you consistently, we're growing every day. And I've learned marriage is love, is knowing, like God is my father-in-law. That I got from you, and I learned. I use it a lot. I use it a lot. Imagine having to deal with a father-in-law that is God. And that is why God says He will shut the heavens when you're not dealing with a daughter well.
Wow.
So knowing you're dealing with
who your father-in-law is.
God is your father-in-law.
You don't joke around with
so treat her with dignity and with love.
Understanding, patience.
And be patient. And actually, when God has to say, treat her like an equal heir. So it's not that she's a lesser citizen.
Yes, very true.
But she's an equal heir together with
praise God.
you.
All the women say
Hallelujah. And so it's knowing she's important.
Yes.
That's her same matter.
Amen.
That you don't know, I don't know everything.
Yes.
And using her wisdom will benefit the marriage.
Yes.
Instead of walking with one hand and handicapping myself,
yes.
I'm better off using her wisdom and my wisdom to do life together.
Yes.
So those are things I've learned here.
All right. Yeah. And something I know that you guys do is it every Monday?
Yes.
You have date nights?
Yes, we do.
3 years later?
We do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you advise other couples to have things like that?
Yes.
Or what is your date night all about?
I think it's touching base, and actually because her love language is like quality time.
Okay.
So a week will pass and you haven't spent time with her, she's feeling distant.
Oh yeah, true.
So if I'm able to speak that language,
yes.
in her eyes, I'm still the hero.
Yes, true.
But if I don't do it, then someone else will do it, or she will feel there's a void that is not happening. Yes. So if we consistently are able to do that, it enriches the marriage. Yes. And knowing the other person's love language and speaking it, she's had to learn to tell me sweet nothings. Okay. I love being told I am all that. Yeah, she is gangster. So she has to mellow down and tell me sweet nothings, and I love it. So it's actually getting to know each other. All right. And being intentional.
I was about to go there.
Yes.
Because I just wanted to ask, would you say it is easy, maybe Mary, would you say it is easy to make time every Monday? We know you're a mom of 3 and you work the whole week. So meaning, like, and I know your hours, you go to work very early, you come back late. So you have so much happening. You're tired, you have babies who want your attention, you have your firstborn over here who wants your attention too. And then now on Monday, instead of resting, you make time to go and spend time with him, not with the kids, because now that's another challenge that women have. We want to carry our babies all over wherever we are going. But you guys have made it so intentional that mnachanga hata watoto, you leave your workplace, as in mnacha kila kitu, and you just like you're intentional about it. So would you say it has been easy to be intentional about the date nights? Ama ndio kuna time you don't feel like going, but you just still have to go, and at the end of the day you see results?
Okay, what I always say is a happy mommy is a happy life. Or is it a happy wife?
Yes,
happy life.
Both.
So on my off days, I make sure I get good sleep.
Yes.
And if you are date nights does not mean we have to go out there, have dates. Yes. At times it's even at home. Like now I'd tell him I'll do you a good meal. Okay. And I make sure from breakfast till evening. Okay. And you know, at times you don't have even the cash to do
so much.
So when we get a chance to, like nowadays we are trying to have weekend aways, weekend getaways. Wow. So it complements. So for me, even though I'm overwhelmed, I have to sleep up to maybe 10.
Okay. On your off day,
10 here.
Yes.
Then when I wake up, at least I have the energy for everyone. Everyone.
Intentionality.
Yes. About the kids, just learn how to balance. Learn how to balance.
Yes. So in short, you're saying it's not easy, because it's very easy to say allow to find kitu extra and make it just a normal day for resting. But you see, you have to be intentional about spending time with him, because as much as your work is important, as much as the kids are important, your marriage is important as well. Your spouse is important. So you have to make time to sit down with them, listen to them, hear where they are.
Like I keep telling her, these babies are going.
They are.
This is all you got.
He's staying here with you.
This is all you got. Because they will grow up in campus, they are gone, they have their own lives. And they're here for a short while. So if you're not intentional about each other, then mnapatananga empty nest. You're stuck with a stranger.
You don't even want to tell each other.
So it's intentionality.
So you have to be intentional about it.
To be friends. It's hard. It's hard because then you see, it's your different personalities, you're from different experiences, but you have to be intentional about it.
Okay. So
So probably maybe you can tell us what is it you feel like probably you may have done, because as much as we would want to point fingers at the other person, and probably there's something, if we are honest enough with ourselves, you can look back and say, maybe I didn't communicate enough, maybe I didn't give him enough time, Ama maybe there's something. Could you say probably there's something you may have contributed in your previous marriage that you are working on yourself to make it better this time around, so that you don't find yourself back there. Ama you are all good.
I'd want to say that, but for me, I'd say submission for me was an issue because I'm strong-willed.
Okay.
I am a go-getter.
Okay.
And there's something he once told me, my ex.
Okay.
Mbona ukitaka kitu unaishi nani kwa hiyo njia utakavuka na yeye. What are you trying to say? Then I didn't know.
Okay.
I lacked submission, and I think submission then was not a word.
Okay.
So you
didn't even understand it.
Yes. So later, there's this book I read called Fascinating Woman. Nowadays I call it. Okay.
It's for another day.
So when I read that book then, I was not understanding because it was all about works.
Okay.
But now later, reading it with a different mindset, I'm able to see submission was a great issue for me.
Yes.
Because you see, we are a team.
Yes.
So if my head decides to do a certain thing, and I tell him this will take us from mtaro, naendelee nayo, akamba kwa mtaro hata mimi nimeamua.
Yes.
So for me ilikuanga, nimekwambia unataka kufanya najiondoa.
Yes.
So haikuanga na hiyo oneness or support. So you see when someone falls into the ditch, since uko umemwambia, you go tell everyone else. I told you so. Au utamwambia yeye mwenyewe.
Okay.
So for me that was has been an issue.
Okay.
And right now I can say, of course, I'm not perfect.
You're continuing to work on yourself.
I'm continuing to work on myself.
And you know, it's really nice if you can be able to recognize that probably there's something you did, and because you don't want to find yourself in the same place.
Oh yes.
It's not that I'm saying that you contributed to the breakup, but maybe would you be comfortable probably to tell us how the other marriage was before now this perfect marriage? This godly marriage. You told us it like you had been married for 5 years.
Yes, we
so
had
how
dated
was
for
it?
5, married for 5.
You had dated for 5, married for 5 years. Those are 10 years. 10 years.
You know what he wanted.
10 years is a long time.
It is.
Okay.
I can't. All I know is we didn't have a normal marriage whereby a husband and wife live in the same house, because we used to have a long distance. We used to have a long distance relationship. So his job was far from home.
Okay.
So he'd come over the weekend.
Okay.
And since you're coming over the weekend,
Yes.
we are both party animals.
Yes. So you both were.
Yes.
Wow.
So when you come in on Friday,
you nimeenda dunda.
Saturday I'm out. See you on Sunday. Monday you've gone to work. Monday I've gone to work. So it was.
Yes. There was no relationship there. There was no.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what the same thing you were saying. You see, when you don't have a support system.
Yes.
When you're young.
Yes.
In your marriage, when you're just newlyweds, you need people who are around you.
Okay.
And as much as you might have people who you call to share, but you also need someone you can speak to one-on-one.
Yes.
And especially someone you respect and someone you can hear out.
Yes.
And at least acknowledge what they're telling you to do and do.
Actually,
so that's what I can say I lacked. So, but for the marriage, honestly,
from the beginning, was it nice?
It was.
It began well, yeah?
It began well. It was. He was a good guy.
And did you begin the wedding, or was it a kamiste?
No, it was...
You had a wedding, or was it a kamiste?
It was a kamiste.
Okay.
Then we did a wedding the same year.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
It was a wedding.
I'm guessing it was a beautiful wedding.
Big wedding.
Very big wedding. Watu wawili subiri ama zaidi
1,000 bucks.
You guys are ballers. Yeah, 800, 1,200, 1,000.
I think at that time, you see, when you're getting into marriage, you know this is for kids.
Yes. So you give it your all?
Yes.
Yeah.
But along the way, it's not theory.
Okay.
You see, a wedding is theory and small practicality. But in marriage, it's less theory and more practicality.
Yes.
So for me, it started well. Then along the way, it just
dissipated.
It's a word.
It's a really
word. It's a word.
Wow. I had a D word. You had the rest.
Still okay. It means the same.
I compliment her.
So I think it's the long distance, and of course
that really affected. Okay.
And also character flaws.
Okay. Did it take long before now you realized now it wasn't working?
No.
After some time you just
second, third year.
Okay. It wasn't working.
It wasn't working.
Okay. So who called it quits?
It's a funny story.
It's a funny story.
The same words he used, he also used. He said, I'm the lighter one in Greek. So you translated. So, I'm the what to?
Okay. Yeah. So now in your case, now the guy he said he's the lighter one.
Yes.
Wow.
And for me, it wasn't such a bad breakup. Okay, according to me, because he said he's going to find himself.
So in your head, you didn't think like things were ending. You thought like he's going and then coming back.
Yes, he's going to find himself. And
but alienda akampakia mpaka una feel. Sikuwa serious. Sasa mtu nyumba hizi joke.
Taking the jokes?
No, it was.
What did you do? Tell me.
Yes. Tell us. We want to hear.
Story kufurahisha sana.
Because he's very careful. Asipakiwa vitu.
So he said he is going to find himself.
Okay.
And I tried to reason with him. So I'm asking him, how are you going to find yourself if you're not able to sort out your issues here?
Yes.
So if you're going to find yourself in another house, that means it's a separation.
Yes.
And I later found out he had a baby mama. And the baby mama had approached me and told me they have a child who is 1 year older than my child. So it was a shock at first. Then later I'm thinking, in marriage, sasa mtoto. So I called him up and I told him, mtoto tunaweza lea. And he was like, no, we have to.
You are willing to make it work.
Let's separate. We deal with this. I'll deal with my issues then. We'll see about it. So I asked him, when do you want to leave? And I'm here next month. Now that was in January 2016. Because now 2015 was bad.
Okay.
Not coming to 2016. And by Feb, nataka kuhama. So me, I went to work, got really nice boxes, came, took to them.
Wait a minute. Amekwambia anataka kwenda kujitafuta. Na hajakwambia mnunulie box. Kama alikutuma mnunulie. Hata kukupea pesa ya kununua box. But you went to work, came with the boxes.
Yes.
And then you did what?
I tipped them. And now I sorted his clothes.
You even had time to sort them out.
Wow.
So I
sorted his clothes. So there was a box for jeans. There was a box for shirts and t-shirts. There was a box for shoes. And now there was a bag for hangers in case, because he has to have his food.
So it's like you're being sent off.
No, you see,
what was going on in your head? As in, you were thinking you're packing for him, aende alafu akimaliza kujifikiria kujitafuta tarudi. Okay.
But inafilika nafukuzwa. Yaani mpenzi joke hii familia.
You see, me naishingi hivi. What you tell me.
Yes, I go with that.
Yes.
Okay.
They call it naivety. For me, it's safe.
Okay.
What you tell me is what I'll go with.
Yes.
Along the way, if whatever you told me is not the truth, that is when drama will fall on you. So, of course, I packed.
Yes.
He came.
Yes.
Maybe it was a Saturday evening, like around 6.
Yeah.
Kamwambia, he was shocked. Ndio box yako ya jeans. Beshani down, akazibeba akapeleka. I hugged him goodbye, locked the door.
And imagine, I still thought he was going to come back, and I didn't tell anyone.
Oh, so I understand why now you were able to do all of that, because in your head you're thinking, after all, and then for a brief time, and then he'll come back. And then from your marriage, like you guys were used to staying apart, because I'm in a cousin valley. So at that point, you were still thinking life is still continuing as kawaida. All right.
So, akaenda. So he used to come pick our girl over the weekends.
Okay.
So there's a time. So I'm kujitafuta. So I'm thinking, if you're going to tafuta yourself, you just need a
utajipata haraka.
Utajipata haraka. Oh, let's back up.
Yes.
So on that night,
yes,
I don't know, but my heart broke.
Yes,
you've gone, but I wasn't like 100.
Yes.
So my heart was shattered. And that is the day I gave my life to Christ.
Praise God.
So I cried in my bedroom and I gave my life to Christ. And that
by
is
yourself?
Yes. And that is the day I found out about the baby mama. Someone called me up, funny enough, at 10 p.m. I have a story to tell you. So that's when I shikanisha the stories. Because there were rumors, but like I said,
there was
unless you come to tell me, then
okay.
So that's when I found out. So fast forward.
So that night you broke. What did you break down? As in now you are feeling like it's really happening. I'm up on your. You know, there are people who get these things later. There are people who cry immediately. There are people who later on they're like, by the way, it is happening.
But I don't know. I think God akikuita ni.
Yeah, true.
Always jua. Because funny enough, me I knew he was coming back. So in fact, I know. Because I even sent him text and told him we can work things out. I'm sorry if I ever hurt you.
Good wife.
If I know I was not a good wife. You know those things. But he wasn't. He said he still wants to go find himself. So the day there's a day, he was showing me photos. He had gone with Kimberly for some retreat or I don't know, it was an outing. So he was showing me photos of how they were having their meals and all that. And God ni nani? Akascroll. Nikaona viti, nikaona kiti.
Nikaona nyumba yake sasa.
Yes. So like, when you got new seats.
For what you have seats in our house.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Ako like, hapana, unajua sisi kalia viti tu, sisi kwa nyumba bila viti. Ako nikajua,
this thing
is gone.
Kimeumana.
He's gone. So there's siku zikienda, one time Kimi came home from their outing and akaniambia, Mom, kuna huyu auntie kwa dad. Kwa like, unajua dad na auntie analala kwa bedroom moja. And he was getting ready for church.
For just pains.
Wow, it was hurting. But since she was there, I could not cry. So mwambia enda mezani na mtu kujitayarisha. Hata kuna machozi ilitoka. Niko like unajua nini? Naenda church. Natoka church. Tutahave fun. Tutarudi. So at that time I'd already now moved from the house we are living in. Because I figured, where do I need a big house?
It's just the two of you.
And now I was thinking, no, because he's left. I need to go to a house I can afford. Because now the rent was still coming in. So I need to go to a house in case the rent stops. I do not have any embarrassing moments. So I sold most of the things and I moved to a smaller house. So upon moving to a smaller house, of course, the change of environment, it was kind of tricky for us. I think after 3 months, my sis came and told me that she has seen my happy with a certain chick.
Nakafanya nini?
There was some commotion.
Yes, this is that person.
She's my ride or die. Anyway, sadly, I had not told anyone that he had left.
So now she's defending you from that point of view.
So that year I told my sis after 3 months, my pals I think after 3 or 4 months.
Still in denial before then?
No, I think I wanted to heal and to figure out this life before.
Before now,
and how am I going to tell my folks? The wedding that you guys sponsored
has gone to waste.
the marriage that you guys were hoping for is no longer there.
Yes.
So I told my folks after 8 months. They were shocked. They were angry. They were everything.
Mixed reactions.
Then after 10 months, I told my mother-in-law.
After 10 months?
Yes.
Even the son had not told her mom? I mean his mom? What?
So, I think for me, I wanted to process the whole thing.
Yes.
And now, after processing the whole thing, when I came to tell people, to tell my folks, no matter, as in whatever information you'd tell me, it won't break me. I will just be those ones of, you guys deal with it. I've already dealt with it.
Yes.
So, of course, they were angry. But it reached a point I didn't speak to my folks for like 3 months. Because now, they are angry at me. I'm thinking
they're asking questions that things you already dealt with even sometimes.
So it reached a point I'm thinking. Then they later found out I'd moved.
Okay.
And my dad was like, no, you have to move from there. That place is not safe.
Okay.
Like kila mtu ishi maisha yake. I was an angry person.
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing. Even in my anger, I still believed in marriage.
Wow.
Praise God. And I still used to ask. I still used to ask God for a spouse.
Amen.
And I used to even, I remember there's a time, hiyo kurudi soko, wanaita sana.
Kuoga na urudi soko.
Soko ni kubaya.
Kubaya. Which other women say that again?
Soko ni kunoma.
Yes. What were vumilie?
Yes.
But
now, don't vumilia things that are going to crush you.
Yes, true.
When you know God is a good father.
Yes, he is.
If it's not working out, he'll tell you to leave. He always does.
Yes.
For your own sanity. But don't live over flimsy reasons.
Yes, true.
So here I am, trying to date.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad. But I remember, as in over the months, we were very good friends with my brother.
Yes.
We still are. And he used to encourage me.
Yes.
I used to tell him, "Ay, baby, brother yako ananisumbua." Anaambia tamuongelesha. But still, tamuongelesha. It reached a point akaniambia, "Hey, brother, vile anaenda, mimi naona uendelee tu na maisha yako." Imagine having such good friends who are not even not only your friend but also an in-law.
Yes, true.
So after now, where were we? After now telling my folks, after I still believed in marriage.
Yeah.
So anytime I'd meet anyone, I'd tell them I will get married and I will have babies. Because I really wanted babies with my ex. More babies rather.
Yeah.
And he would refuse.
Yes.
Because there's a time he said, I can't give you a child then leave you.
Okay.
Because now I look bad when you're pregnant. At least hapo kuna point.
Kumaanisha alikuwa anajua anaweza enda
atarudi. So because when he was leaving I was telling him, then give me a child then you can.
Yeah. You really wanted babies that much?
I really wanted babies.
Wow.
That's why I gave it.
Yes.
So as I was dating nikaona bila ile tishangu. Ni ngumu.
Yeah.
So now I started changing my story. Then my Kimberly started saying,
your baby girl,
my baby mom, I want a baby sister and a baby brother. Like no, this hapana mom. Tutakuwa sisi wawili, tutaenda tutatafuta place tujenge tuishingi peke yake. Hapana, she kept on saying.
Wow, and she was really young at that time, yeah?
And she'd tell her cousins. In fact, when there's a time we went to visit Shushu's.
Yes.
And wakiambiwa waombe, kila mtu anasema, thank you God for Kimberly's baby sister Tamara and baby brother Max.
Okay.
It's stuck. So I figured, if this child is saying this, and she's innocent, they can pick it. So I told her, Mom, now we're not going to not only pray for the baby sister and the baby brother, let's pray for her daddy and her husband. Because you can only get this from a daddy and a husband. And since me, I want a hubby. No, she rekindled my faith.
Oh, wow.
Now we started praying and agreeing. So when we were praying, na mtu mwingine huko biashara zake za Nakuru zilikuwa zinaenda chini.
They were paralyzing my business. Rebuking.
Because a daddy and a husband is needed in Nairobi.
Yes.
You're busy trying to make your business work.
God is like,
I can't. Kuna mtu pale, they're pushing me with their prayers. We need to do something. So he's a loving father. He's your father-in-law.
Yes.
And your father as well.
Anataka daughter yake apate mtu.
Alikuwa anashughulikia daughter. And you know the God with their dads with their daughters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, mapenzi.
So And I used to tell everyone who cared to listen.
Wow.
I will get married.
Amen.
We'll have my children.
Amen.
A girl and a boy.
Amen. And happy marriage.
And
do we have a boy and a girl?
We have a girl and a boy.
So you have 2 girls and a boy.
Yeah.
And counting.
Tushapiga story.
Hiyo ni yangu?
Hiyo ni yangu tumekuachia.
Sawa sawa.
We are not redeeming them on that. So along the way,
yes,
now I meet this guy.
Yes.
And of course he's a mess.
Wow.
But he's a good mess.
Yes.